Howdy everybody, welcome to Step into the Portal. My name is the Brandt. I am here live, and I am excited. I'm going to play the newest game in the Pandemic system, and it's Star Wars Clone Wars, specifically based off the TV show, the cartoon series. And they've made a Pandemic, so I'm going to play a game of it. The solo game is essentially where you play a two-player game, so they have a little token that you pass back and forth. So that is what I'm going to do. It is a Pandemic game for sure, but they have changed some of the Pandemic system. They actually changed a lot. And there's some key things that are very different. I've played it once. It feels very Star Wars. I thought they did a good job with that while still feeling Pandemic. So I'm going to jump right in. It doesn't take very long to play, 30, maybe 40 minutes, and I've got it set up here. So we're just going to get going. Thanks so much for watching the video. If you're here with me live, you can go ahead and thumb up the video. Say hello in the chat. If you have any questions, if you're watching afterward, you can do the same. You can put your comments down below in the video. But check it out. This is available through distribution, so you can find it at any of your friendly local game stores now. And there's even some little promo minis that you can get for the battle droids. So there is that. All right, cool. Let's go down to the table. It's a little bit squashed. I wasn't sure the best thing to show. So here's the board, and all the planets are laid out here. In this game, what you're going to do is you're going to fight a villain. So there are 4 different villains in the box. There's General Grievous, who we're going to fight today, Count Dooku, Asajj Ventress, and, hold on, it's coming to me, Darth Maul, who makes a reappearance in the TV show. Spoiler. Sorry. Hello in the chat to Silverfear. Awesome. So this card goes up here at the top of the board. You can't see it, but hey, for right now, it's not too bad. It's just General Grievous has 3 health, so if I deal 3 damage to him, he's here on the board. It'll knock him off until a card tells him to come back on the board, and I don't have to deal with the effects of him being on the board. My goal is to complete these missions over here. I have 2, and then I have 1 in reserve. That's kind of easy mode, because I just wanted to show off the game, so I'm not going for the hardest mode. I'd probably normally play on 4 or 5 cards, but it'll get through with the stream. And once I complete these missions, then you flip over the villain, and you have to do the missions on the back of the villain in order to win. Each villain comes with a villain deck as well. Hello. Oh, perfect. Yeah, I hope you get a good taste of how it's played. Jump through. So you shuffle up the villain deck, you put that up here. Then you have your invasion deck. If you've played Pandemic, this is kind of the classic deck that you're going to discard from and shuffle. So we seeded the board. We've got 3 here in Ryloth and Ord Mantell. We've got 2 battle droids here in Mandalore and down here in Mustafar. And then we've got 1 in Rodea and Onderon. And the last card that we drew was Rodea. In addition, we put cards in the discard for these mission areas, which they tell us on these mission cards where those are on the map. And since Rodea was the last card we discarded, that is where the villain goes. Our invasion track is at 2, so we draw 2 cards every turn. And our threat track is at 0. If one of these gets to, we're supposed to add a 4th droid, then instead we don't do the spillover thing that Pandemic does. We add a blockade, and now you have to blow up this 2 health blockade to clear that, and we add a threat to the board. So if we get 7 threats, we lose the game. There is a die roll, so whenever you fight, you're going to get success icons and damage icons. And what's really different in this game, in addition to rolling the die, which we've seen in some other Pandemics, is your cards go on the table, and you actually exhaust them to use them, but you don't lose them. So instead, when you take damage, that's when you discard cards. The squad deck of cards, of player cards, normally goes here, but I've put Mace Windu here. So I've moved that deck over to here for space on the table. I'm going to do the best I can. You can hold 7 cards in your hand, so I'm going to have to group things up a little bit. It also comes with these nice player aids that tell you all of the actions, and you shuffle them up and give one to everybody, and it tells them what planet they start on. So Mace Windu here is starting on Kamino, and Yoda is the other one I picked, and Yoda is starting on Christophsis, sorry. So those are those. And then these can be used for what the actions are. So I'm going to put those back in the box to give me a little more table space. Actually, maybe I'll store one down here for now. So I have a list of the actions. The game runs through right here in the bottom, how you do a turn. So that's really nice. And then there's this token is in the game in case you need something for, in case you need a marker to remind you of the villain power. In this case, General Grievous doesn't have a villain power. There's also setup on the villain. It said set this little token aside, so I set that there. We'll need that when we flip it over. Yeah, so then you set your missions, and it tells you where they go and how to complete them. And I think we're ready to go here. So Yoda will take the first turn. So on your turn, you would ready any of your cards that are exhausted, including your Jedi card, and then you're going to do 4 actions. Oh, sorry. The other Jedi that are in the box are Luminara, Anakin, Ahsoka, and I think there's 1 or 2 that I can't remember, and they all come with miniatures for them as well. So that's what's there. So yeah, if you have any other questions, let me know. But I'm going to jump in and play because, like I said, it's a relatively quick game, and I've got a little bit of a short window right now, so I want to knock it out. But I want to make sure people get a good feel for the gameplay, even if I'm playing at a slightly more rapid pace than I do in my teaches. Of course, if you've seen Pandemic before, it's going to have a lot of similarities other than the die roll and these things, and that's kind of what the flavor you want to get. Yeah, awesome. All right, so here we go. So Yoda's special powers as a free action, so he doesn't count as one of these. He can move another Jedi up to 2 planets. Well, that's really good. So we can move and get to things that we might not be able to otherwise. So then I have these cards. So I have these squad cards, and I've got 2 here that are red assault squads, and 1 that is a stealth squad. So they all say the same thing. So the text on the card you don't have to worry about. It's add 1 success to your attack. The trick is you can only commit your reds or only commit your purples. So you can't commit both to a single one. So I've got these 2. I may go in over here and try to take out Grievous just to start the game. So I think that's where I'm going to head. So on my turn, the actions I can do is I can fly, which is move to an adjacent planet. If I have one of these blue transport cards, I can exhaust it, and I can increase my movement by 1. So there's that. Obi-Wan. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Alex. I'm so sorry. That's so obvious. The other one, I forget her name. Aliyu. And it's absolutely Obi-Wan. That is absolutely hilarious. Not only is he on the box, one of the most famous Jedi in the galaxy. That's just me going too fast. So yeah, I totally appreciate it. Hope you can laugh at my ignorance as well. All right. So I can fly a space. I can attack by rolling the die, which is an action, and then contribute 1 card to the other. I can draw a squad card. I max at 7 cards, like I said, and I can attempt a mission, and I can show you missions as we attempt them. But basically, we're going to have to exhaust squad cards and take some damage and get a bonus. But that's our win condition there. Again, like I said, I set this on easy mode to keep it a little shorter and to keep it a little more straightforward as well. I could let him come over here, but I think I'm actually better at dealing with that. So I'm going to come in here with Yoda. That's my first action. My second action is going to be to draw a card. So these yellow armor ones allow me to exhaust them to prevent any damage I would take, which is really nice. Do I want to take 2 rolls at this? 1, 2. I might as well. We'll see how it goes. So I'm going to attack here. And I got no successes. That's amazing. All right. So then I have to take a damage for each of these that are here. Still left over, so I'm going to prevent 1, and I'm going to discard 1 for 2. And then, luckily, I gave myself some space, so let me roll again. All right, I got 3 successes this time. I'll commit 1 to go to 4, but I have to take 1 damage, and that does 3 damage, so Grievous is out, and 1 to the battle droid. There you go. Hello there. All right, then I can exhaust this to move Jedi 2 planets. So I'm going to move Mace Windu up here, and that will end my turn. Well, technically not. I activate the villain, so I draw a villain card, make them suffer. So if Grievous is on the board, I immediately invade 1 planet. Each Jedi on a planet with an enemy suffers 1 damage, then may move to a connected planet. Immediately invade 1 planet. So I would draw an invasion card. Got it. All right. I'm going to have to move this just a little bit because I don't have quite the space on the table for the discard pile there. All right, I am not on a planet with enemies, so that seems to be not so bad. So it was a good move to get rid of him. Then I'm going to invade planets by drawing 2 cards here and adding a battle droid. So 1 to Umbara, and it does give me a little map so I can find Umbara, and another one to Alderaan. And this is available at the portal as well. I should mention that because the channel is Step Into the Portal, which is our store. The portal located in Manchester, Connecticut. Please stop by if you are in the area or if you come through the area right outside Hartford, Connecticut. So there's that. Awesome. So I add those to the board, and that's it. The next turn, I will ready all these cards. Awesome. So we're going to come over here to Mace Windu. His action is move up to 3 droids to your planet from connected planets. limit 3 droids on a planet. So I can pull them into me, and I've got some various damage. So my first action, I'm going to draw another card, and I get Hondo. Hondo allows me to move 1 Jedi to any planet. Well, that's pretty darn good. And my second action, I'm going to draw another card. So now I have 2 purple stealth, so that gives me pretty confident that I can do this. So I will use Mace Windu's ability. It's not an action. I will bring 3 droids into my space, and then I will attack. This is my third action. 1, 2, 3. I take a damage because I rolled a damage, but I use the armor to block it. I deal 3 damage. So if I rolled and I didn't kill everything, I take damage for each unit that's still left there. Oh, okay, good question. Would this be better to play than Pandemic? I think it's better to play with kids, probably, who are into Star Wars, or people who are into Star Wars. How many different versions of Pandemic have I played before? If I can just roughly ballpark 10, I'm going to go with 10. So Legacy Season 1 and 2, Original, Expansion, the one where you're the viruses, Fall of Rome, Iberia, which is my favorite, the Warcraft one, this one, and we'll throw in one for good measure that I can't remember. Oh, Cthulhu. So I got to 10. There might be more than that I've played. But that's what I remember off the top of my head. So I enjoy this one quite a bit. It seems a little bit easier than the others, and it's based around rolling dice. I love this card exhausting mechanism where you're not just digging for cards, but it's kind of a different game. This is kind of more like a battle roll game on a board, even though it runs the same Pandemic where things come across, and regular Pandemic's a little bit more of a set collection game. So there's that. But yeah, I've played a lot of different Pandemics. Iberia so far has been my favorite. Legacy Season 1 was actually probably my favorite. That was phenomenal. But I really enjoyed this one a lot. All right, so that was 3 actions. So then I could play my Hondo card to move Yoda down here, which actually isn't too bad. I can attempt this mission. So if I want to attempt this mission here, I need to get 6 successes, and I can exhaust blue, purple, and yellow cards. I only have 1 left, so I'd have to roll 5, so that doesn't make sense. What did I do? I drew 2 cards and I attacked, so I have 1 more action. So I'm going to draw another card because I can go to 7. That is a red. So that'll actually help me. Next turn, I'd have 4 rolls there, so that will be that. And then I'm going to discard Hondo, and I'm going to use that to move Yoda here. You know, I should check that playing a card that says discard is not an action. I don't believe it is because it's not listed on here, but I'm just going to double check quickly. Yep, it can be used anytime. It's not an action. So we'll move Yoda down here to deal with these threats that are coming in. Excellent. Getting political texts now. Wonderful. All right. There we go. Thanks for joining me, everybody, too. I know I'm playing a little bit quick, so certainly if you have questions, as people are, put them there, and I'm happy to answer them as well. And thanks to anybody watching now or who watches afterward if there's more things you want to know. And if you like what you're seeing, please subscribe to the channel. We're getting super, super, super close to 1,000 people. So there's that. All right, so that will end the turn here. So we're going to draw a villain card. If Grievous is on the board, invade a planet. Otherwise, draw another villain card. All right. He will get put on the board. So this says place Grievous on the... And there's a little image of a stack of cards with an arrow. And it's saying the previously drawn planet. So whatever's on top of the deck. I love this mechanism. Excuse me. We didn't have this in the other version. So this is something new that I really like. We would skip this during the finale. Each Jedi exhausts 1 card for each enemy on their planet. Uh-oh. All right, well, it's not going to be too bad. So he's just going to have to exhaust this 1 card, which doesn't really matter. That's a weird effect. I guess we couldn't work together. Right, because my cards could be exhausted if we have more people. All right, and then we're going to draw 2 invasion cards. And there's a card in here that's going to trigger this and increase what we get invaded with. So, all right, we're going to put 1 battle droid on Mon Cala, and we're going to put 1 on Malastare. And Malastare is down here. There we go. No surge, no surge. Well, yeah, we did get drawn to the villain card. All right, so we come back over here. That's the end of the turn. We're going to ready Yoda and his card. So actually that exhaust wasn't a big deal. But in a multiplayer game, one of the things I haven't gotten to is when you were on a planet, anybody can exhaust their cards to complete missions. So that would have prevented in like a 3 or 4 player game that those players working together to do that. So that was where that was coming from. I think I'm good with this card now. Is that off camera there? Perfect. All right, so we are going to move on to Yoda's turn. We want to fight here, but we're going to draw a card first as our first action. Wow, look at that. Okay. I'm tempted to fight both of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. We wouldn't quite get there. So we'll fight here, see what we get. We're going to roll 2 successes and a damage. So we're going to make that 3 successes, block the damage, and defeat these. Now, if I was brave, Yoda can move another Jedi up to 2 planets. Oh, that stinks. Okay, so I can't move myself. So 2 actions, 3 actions. We'll wait. We'll draw a card, and we've got a double move. I should have drawn that first, and I could end up at his planet. That's okay. All right, so that's what we've got there. Finish up his turn, draw a villain card, and it says, Grievous on board, immediately invade 1 planet. Make them suffer. Sorry, I should have said. Make them suffer. Is how you would do that, right? All right. Lola Sayu is where we're going to put another battle droid, and then everybody with one on their planet with an enemy suffers 1 damage and then may move to a connected planet. So we don't have that as an issue. All right, and then we're going to invade planets. So we will draw Kashyyyk in the center here, and Rishi, which is up here. We got a lot of planets there, so that's interesting because there's a card in here that tells us to reset the deck, and we haven't drawn it yet, so we're a little bit under on that curve. All right, Mace Windu's turn, so he's going to ready all of these cards. Look at this. Can I do my hero action at any time? That actually didn't come up in our last game. Jedi cards. You can only do it once during your do 4 actions. It does not count. Okay. You cannot do a free action until another player's turn. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. All right, we're going to attempt this mission right here. We need a 6 for success, but we can add 1, 2, 3, 4 to that. So actually, we're probably being a little bit silly. 2 or more Jedi must be on Geonosis to do this. Uh-oh. Oops. That wasn't good. So we should use Yoda's thing on his turn. I didn't read that ahead of time to move him down here, and then he could come here and complete this one. This mission must be completed twice. Well, goodness gracious. All right. So 1, 2. We'll get 2 rolls at doing that. 1, 2. We're going to come in here, and we're going to roll. What do we need? 4 damage? I can move droids to my planet from connecting planets. Okay. So I could go 1, pull these in, attack them, and then go in to attack him. So let's see how that goes. Got 1 success, so we're going to increase that by 2. No, we'll increase that by 1. And then so we'll get 2. Then we take a damage, so we'll exhaust this. Or sorry, we take 2 damage. No, we kill 2 and we take 1. Then our third action will move here, and now we'll fight Grievous with a +2 on that. We got 2, 3. So we will defeat Grievous and get him back off the board, which I think is a really neat mechanism, how they come out and you can kind of fight them back, but you don't defeat them till the finale when you finally decide, this is it. All right, so that was my 4 actions. So I'm going to draw a villain card. All right, crush them. Place 1 droid on the top card of the discard pile planet, Rishi. Previous planet is what I'm going to say. Unless the current Jedi suffers 1 damage. Well, we're going to just let that happen. And then we're going to invade 2 spaces. Coruscant and Sullust. So Sullust is down here. Coruscant is here. Wow, that's a lot of cards in that discard pile. That's not going to be too bad. All right, back to Yoda's turn. So we'll ready these. Come here. we're going to take our first action to move in here, and then we're going to go after this assassin. So the assassin, we can commit red and purple cards to. We roll the die. We need 5 successes. We get 0. 3, 4. My goodness. Okay. All right. Well, we get 0, so that's our second action. You don't take any damage. You take damage from completing missions, but not if you don't complete them. So 3, we're going to get 2 and a damage. So we'll make it 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll block the damage here. So that has been completed 1 time. So we're going to use our token. Where's the token I put back? All right, well, I got a little red token here to show we completed this. So we take 1 damage from that. So when I take the 1 damage, I'm going to remove, I guess I'll just remove one of these soldiers here. And now we can complete it a second time, although we only have a +1 to our roll. So maybe we let him wait and do it. Because I don't see a way we're going to complete that. So we will draw a card, and it is another prevent damage. All right, so there we go. We're going to draw this one now. Things are going to happen. All right, planet under siege. Advance the invasion marker. Draw the bottom card of the deck. So this is where it'll feel a lot like Pandemic. Put 3 enemies on this planet, Tatooine. Put this in the discard pile. Shuffle the discard pile, the invasion discard pile, and put it back on top of the deck. So if you haven't seen Pandemic before, or it's been a little while, this is really the key thing with Pandemic, is you invade or infect a whole bunch of regions, and then they reset, and those regions are the ones where it's growing again. This is a really genius idea by Matt Leacock to get that pressure where you're not waiting to go through a whole deck to deal with it, but the deck actually resets itself with specifically those ones. So regions that are not being affected most likely won't be, and they'll stay clear, but ones that are going to pick up and happen more often. So it's kind of neat. All right, invasion's still at 2, so we're going to draw 2 cards here. We're putting one on Tatooine. Uh-oh, so that is going to add a 4th. Nothing we could do, so we put a blockade there, and we add a threat. If we get to 7 threats, we lose the game, so we're okay for now. Oh, and that symbol is right here on this space, the previous planet. So you can see that one. It has a different name. I don't remember it off the top of my head. And we're putting one on Kashyyyk. All right, so we're starting to get a lot of people out there that we might have to deal with. So we will ready these cards, and away we go. So we're going to roll here and try to complete this mission. 1, what can we use? Purple or red? All right, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got 5 successes. That's the second time we've completed this. So we take a damage, which we will prevent. And this mission is now completed. So we get our next mission, which is Liberty on Ryloth. So I imagine that's going to be on Ryloth. Wow, so those ended up next to each other. We've completed 1. When we complete these 3, we go to the finale, and then we can win the game. I have not tried different difficulties. I've only played the game once before. So, yeah, if difficulty is what you're looking for, you'd have to complete 6 missions before completing the ones here, and they're all different here. But it definitely feels like that element of removing this from the board, removing the villain from the board will help you a lot. Because so far, from what I've seen, the villains are adding those to the board. So, yeah, I don't have a lot of plays under my belt. It's actually somebody else's copy. I got to play their copy. Borrowed it. I was like, okay, I'm going to stream it because I have it in this short window. So that's the plan there. So I haven't seen a lot of the different difficulties. All right, we rolled to attack. That's all we've done. So now we've got movement. So we will move, and we'll use this to be able to move 2 spaces for our second action. We'll use our freebie to pull these droids in here. I wonder, am I smarter to do something like that and pull this one in? I think so. All right, and then we will attack. 1, 2, 3, and this attack will be 4. So we defeat 1, but we have to take 2 damage. So, boy, I like my movement. I'll get rid of these 2. Well, Yoda can move me, huh? So I'll keep my damage preventer, and I'll get rid of my movement on my transport. All right, may have to draw some cards. End of his turn, we got to shuffle up this deck. And we start with Make Them Suffer. So he's not on the board. We don't made another planet. And then each Jedi on a planet takes a damage and then moves to an adjacent planet. All right, so we will move here and take another damage, huh? All right, we're going to need to take a turn to draw some cards. Then we are going to add to Rishi and to Ryloth. So Ryloth and Rishi here are where we'll add our cards, and we're back over to Yoda. See, I'm going to say it's easy, and then I'm gonna lose. That's how it goes when you live stream games, just so you know. All right. So Yoda could move him 2 spaces. What is this one here? We need red and yellow, so that's not going to help a whole bunch. But if I do move him here, then he'll be able to pull people to that planet. So we're going to use our free action to move him there. Oh, I haven't been pushing this back and forth. This token is to help you, but I have not been using it. All right. Then I got to get Yoda places. So he's just really got to get up there. I can move 2, which really makes sense to go here. So my first action, I will move here. Then do I leave them and just go for the goals? I've got 4. 1, 2, 3, right? I think so. So my first one moves me here. 2, 3. I'll come up here. Each Jedi in Ryloth suffers 1 damage. One of those Jedi may exhaust a movement to cancel this effect. All right, so I'm going to have to take some damage here based off of that. So, all right, we just need to roll 2 or better. And it's a 0. All right, so we don't get anything on that planet, and that is done. But we don't suffer any negative effects. Again, you only suffer the effects if you complete the mission. Oh, I didn't read what they are. The Separates attempt to bomb the capital city rather than allow the Republic to liberate it. And here, while Separatist super tanks engage a frontal assault, Jedi launch an incursion through Genosian catacombs. So those are those. I like the flavor text. I should have read that. Nice and short and to the point. All right. Well, this is getting a little tricky. Oh, here we go. Which looks more fun, this one or the World of Warcraft one? Which one looks more fun? I think that's going to be whether you're into StarCraft or Warcraft. Warcraft has a little 3D cardboard frozen castle, you know, in it. Oh, thank you. Yeah, my birthday is tomorrow. Spartan is wishing me happy birthday. I will be streaming with Ryan from Man vs. Meeple. We're going to do a little game of Champions for my birthday, but then I will be busy the rest of the day, so... but I will get a short stream in, so make sure you catch us at 10:30 a.m. tomorrow on my 41st birthday. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. Which one looks more fun? Which one is more fun? I don't know. I'm enjoying this one right now. I tend to sometimes be in the moment. But they both are definitely fun. It is weird when Pandemic is so wide and you're trying to decide which ones you want. The IP-themed ones tend to be a little more dice rolly, a little more like you're fighting and things like that, and less about set collection and kind of like strategic planning. They're more tactical. So there's that approach. All right. Place a droid on the previous planet, which is Rishi. So Rishi is going to max out. Oh my goodness. Unless the current Jedi suffers a damage. Okay, well, I will do that instead. For sure, and block it. All right, then we got to add 2 cards. 1, 2. Lola Sayu. So one's going here. And Celeste down here. So we're getting a lot with 2, so it's going to start to be worrisome, but I'm going to hope I can power through some of these missions to get there. All right, Mace Windu. He's going to need a big roll. So we're going to draw at least 2 cards here. 1, 2. Chancellor Palpatine. Discard 1 squad card to draw 3 cards. All right, so... Oh, I need 2 Jedi there. Did I move him to the wrong place then? No, because he could pull those in. So we will do this free action. We'll get rid of this one, and we'll draw 3. Got 2 movement, and this one here. So that was 2 actions. will use his free action to pull in 2 from here and 1 from here. And we will attack. So this will be 3. Plus 1, 2, 3. And we're taking 1 damage. So we will blow up one of these movements. Again, all the cards are the same. So that could be, you know, good or bad, depending. 1, 2, 3. I got rid of all them. Took 1 damage from this. And then I have a 4th action. So if I go help Yoda, he gets +1 to his roll there. Or I stay here and draw another card, which helps us here. All right, so we can do that, and then he could come over here to help me. Looks good. All right, here's another card. Make them suffer. He is not on the board. Each Jedi on planet with an enemy suffers 1 damage, blah, 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 blah. No worries. So we will suffer the 1 damage. All right, and then we'll take 2 cards, 1, 2, Mancala, and the Mission Planet. So that's a cool other little effect they did too, like the thing that you're trying to complete, so now it's a little bit more pressuring to get to those spots. All right, Yoda's turn. We ready this up. I feel so bad I keep forgetting to use this Jedi marker. I want to use it. But you don't have to use that in a multiplayer game. They only suggest it in a solo game. I guess you could walk away and remember. My cat would love it. He would play with it. All right, so I can move somebody. Also, had I done that, I could have moved him back. So can we complete both of these this turn? We draw a card, see what we get, right? So we get a purple, which is great. Oh, not here. Each Jedi suffers 1 damage. One of those may be exhausted with using one of these. Okay, so 1, 2, we get 3 and take a damage. So 2, what don't we need for the other one? Everything. 3, 4, 5, 6. I take 1 damage, so I will get rid of this. Oh, I take 1 damage, so I block it. Although if I'm going to move over there and we have to get a 6. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So I should just take a damage. So I'll just take a damage on this one. And then I can use this to block taking the other damage that the card says. This is now done, so we put both tokens here. And we are closer. Sometimes you get benefits, not in this case. All right. I did a mission, so I don't have to worry about these enemies here. 1, 2, 3. I will come over here and attempt this one. 4. Ooh, that was about to be 0. Need 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Completed the droid factory. 2 people there. That's it. And I take a single damage, so I will get rid of one of these. And now these are completed, so now Grievous is going to flip to this side. And we are going to put the slider on, and now we have to complete these missions. So place Grievous and both mission markers on Utapau. So he's going to be here in Utapau, nice and thematic. Place the slider marker on Infiltrate. So I'm going to put him right here so we can see this card, or roughly see this card. So now I have to complete a 4 with purples, then a 4 with reds, then a 4 with blues, and then a 5 destroy with reds and purples. So that's my mission now. All right. That was my 4th. I will spend Yoda's thing here to move Mace Windu down here. Finish my turn, draw a card. This is going to reset at some point. Machinations. Place Grievous on the previous planet. Skip during finale. So he's not going to move from there. Each Jedi exhausts 1 card for each enemy on their planet. Exhaust 1 card for each enemy on there. There aren't any. All right, then we will add to Rhodia and to Alderaan. So Alderaan is here. Rhodia is here. And we're cruising. So you could see I ignored some of these threats because I have a shorter game. So I'm just counting on this to not pop on me so that I can get there. All right, I can definitely go complete this one. We're going to need some blues for that one there. I'm trying to remember the rules on the enemy. He doesn't have health now. So he's just on the board and he does that effect. Right. All right. I don't think I can complete the red. So I'm going to draw a card. 1 gives me another blue, which is good. 2, and then I roll against that first one. Could also pull people in. 2. I'll make that roll. I need a 4. I got a 1 and take a damage. Where am I going to take that damage? I guess since I did purple now, I'll 2. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll take the damage here. I complete this one. Oh, I take a second damage, so I'm going to lose both of these. And now I have to do confront. Drew a card, moved, did that. So I'm not going to have the ability to do that, but I'm going to draw another card. Nice. So now I have those for Yoda if and when he can make his way down here. Do I want to pull people from planets? I don't think so. I'm actually wondering if I'm wrong. It might be. I'm going to keep going because I played this way. It might be that if there's enemies there when you do a mission, you take damage, but I thought I remembered that you don't. No. Yeah, and you only suffer for what's on the card. Yep, nope. So I could pull those enemies in just to be able to ignore them. Or keeping... Well, those can go to 3, so we're just going to let it be. All right, here we go. Roger, Roger. Immediately invade one planet. Okay. So we're going to go to the mission planet here. Oh, that would be the negative of putting them there. They're going to show up there. Right. And draw another villain card. Oh, this is the one that's not so good. So advance the invasion marker. Then take the bottom card. Add 3 to that planet, which is going to be Geonosis. And shuffle. And now we got to draw 3. And this deck is pretty small that we're shuffling here. So we're gonna run into some trouble. All right. First one is going to be Lola Sayu, Tatooine, and then Celeste. I think we might have lucked out. So Celeste is here. Lola Sayu is here. Tatooine is here with the blockade. We're making it through so far. All right, 1, 2, 3. So Yoda's got to come down there and do the mission. Too bad he can't move himself. Move another Jedi up to 2 planets. That really makes him not good for smaller games. So we're going to come in here, and we're going to attempt this mission. We need a 4. We rolled a 3, plus 1. We take a damage, which we block, and then for completing the mission, we take a damage. So, actually, we're going to use his for that one, right? For completing it, we take a damage, so we're going to lose this card for the damage. That's 4. We're going to move this down. We're going to try to win the game on Mace Windu's turn here. All right. Shuffle these up. Yeah, I really like how they switched up the formula here. I actually feel like the answer to the question is this one feels a little bit smoother, a little bit nicer than the World of Warcraft one. That one's neat that your hero really feels powerful. So you feel like you're making a hero. Not really over the top. There's a few small changes, but you can do some leveling and things. So that part's really fun. But this one is neat. This one feels very Star Wars to me. All right. So we're going to put one on Kashyyyk. Then each Jedi on a planet with an enemy suffers 1 damage and then may move to a connected planet. Well, I don't want to do that. We are each going to suffer a damage. So we've got reds. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So I'll take this one as a damage, and then Yoda's got to do the same. We're going to need these for blue, so we'll try it here. All right, and then we've got to draw 3. 1, Mancala. 2, the mission planet. 3, good thing I didn't pull anything in there. All right, Alderaan, mission planet, and Mancala. So things are starting to get full. It is time to try to end this. All right, I got to do 2 missions. When he wants to save room for failure. So let's draw 1 card, purple. We've got a +3, so all we have to do. So that's our first action. Second action, we're going for this chase. We're going to start chasing him down. Oh, I didn't read the thing again. Clone intelligence places Grievous on Utapau. The Jedi must hunt him down to destroy him once and for all. Cool. All right, so I got 1 success, 2, 3, use Yoda's 4. I have to take a damage and another damage. That is completed. My third action, I am going to roll for this one here. I need a 5 to destroy him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Grievous is no more. Destroyed. I don't have a way to flip this card in other games, but that would be that. So yeah, you can see you're kind of going for these places. These missions are kind of neat. These planets are filling up. Look at this. So in a longer game, I wouldn't be able to go directly after those. I'd be trying to deal with all of these and get around the planet because I think there's only 3 blockades. So my guess is if you have to place a 4th blockade, that is a lost condition. I do know if you run out of battle droids, that's a lost condition. So that's something that some of the other characters will do. They'll remove battle droids from the game, and so you have fewer. So that was a shorter game, and I probably, like I said, I thought it would be. It seemed a little bit easier because I could focus on those missions, but you might not be able to do that in a longer game where you can't complete the missions as readily, and you've got to put some of these back. But that's also what makes it fun in 3 and 4 players. Somebody might be going to complete these missions, but the other players are kind of sweeping up the galaxy and dealing with all these threats and battle droids and blockades and whatnot. So there you go. I'll quickly read the other Jedi powers to you and the other villains so you can see what those do as well. Those are the mission cards. Here's the villains. Where's the other Jedi cards? Are these them? Here. So let's check those out. All right, so the other ones are Ahsoka, which is who I played last time, Ahsoka Tano. So she can exhaust up to 2 of her cards, any cards, and for each one, deal 1 damage on her planet or a connected planet. So a free action to deal damage. Very powerful. Anakin, he can... I know I can even do this. Might not be quite enough, but something more so you can see. All right. So Anakin here, he gets a free action to attack, and he can use any of his cards as if they were red squad cards during the attack. So he gets a free attack, and anything can be a squad card, so he can pump that up. Obi-Wan Kenobi has a free action. He can draw 4 squad cards and place 3 of them on the bottom deck in a random order. So he's got a good way to get what he's looking for and get an extra card every turn, being a general. Luminara can draw 2 squad cards and either discard one of them or give it to another Jedi on her planet, so she can kind of follow people around and boost them up. And Ayla Sakura can move up to 2 planets, so she'd be a good one for smaller player counts. And of course we have Yoda and Mace Windu. And then for other enemies, we also have Darth Maul, and he has this little power track that he'll go up with the slider. And when he gets to 5 power, you're going to advance the threats, this little token over on the side here. So you have to watch out for that. When you get to the back side, he's going to come out, and if he has 5 power advances, if threat is at 6, over here on the board, you place a blockade on Mandalore. So that's that. And then you have to go fight him. It's just a single fight against him. Asajj Ventress, if she's on a mission planet, you advance the threat. So that's what she's trying to do, is get to those mission planets. And then when you get to the other side, you have to do a 10 success to beat her. So you need a whole bunch of fighting and transportation to be able to beat her. And Celeste is going to get extra things. So it's just a big fight, 1 big damage you have to do. And then here's Count Dooku. They also have decks to go with them. I'm not going to show those here. Move each villain 1 planet toward the closest Jedi. Each planet. Move each villain 1 planet toward the closest Jedi. Oh, right, he's going to use these other ones as trackers. So Ventress and Grievous are on the board because he's overseeing them, and he moves them around to go chase after people. And that will trigger from his deck. And then on the finale, you place him on Coruscant, and Ventress goes away. And then you continue moving villains the same way. When he's removed after the attack, return him to Coruscant and place 1 droid from the supply on this sheet. And once there's 4 droids, you win. So you have to defeat him 4 times. And he's got Grievous and Ventress running around the board representing all the machinations he pulled with them while he was dealing with other things. You know, he didn't want to deal with it, so he said, you go deal with it for me. So there you go, everybody. Thanks so much. That is Star Wars, The Clone Wars Pandemic. Like I said, this is available at the portal and probably your local friendly store as well, so check it out. And there's some little bonus droids that come with it too, if your store was part of that system through Asmodee. So that might be something that you're interested in. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. You can find me again tomorrow, 10:30 in the morning, playing some Marvel Champions for my birthday with Ryan from Man vs. Meeple, so that should be really fun. Excited to play some X-Men with him and do my favorite scenario, the Night of the Sentinels from there, which is a total blast. We were going to do Rocket and somebody versus Ultron, but I decided I would go with this because he hasn't played all the X-Men yet, and I thought that'd be really fun. So, all right, thanks, everybody. Have a great day. My name is the Brandt, and until next time, I hope you step into the portal. Bye.